Next message, received April 30th, 7:02 p.m.
Last month, some guy stole the sneakers from my gym bag, tied one lace from each shoe, and threw them over a telephone wire. I could never climb trees. I just looked down and walked home. But today, I saw a bird had moved into my left shoe. It was building a nest. I smiled and hoped that those jerks at least had the decency to double knot.
Hey, you've reached the animation hotline. Please leave me a short message. I'll try to animate it if I have time. Always remember that shorter is better.
Received at 3:18 p.m.
When I was 17 months old, I had double pneumonia, and I was in the hospital. And inside my oxygen tent, I always felt like there was somebody with me, like there were people in there with me. And the nurses told my mother that I was the strangest child they'd ever seen because I never left the oxygen tent. I just sat there with my eyes wide open looking at everything and never cried or got out of bed. And my mother doesn't believe that I really remembered this until I was an adult, and I told her that when I was in the tent with all the people that were in there with me, which I think might have been my ancestors, my grandfather or my great aunts or my grandmother or whatever, that I told her the plastic had a yellowish tint to it, and I remembered being wheeled out of the hospital in the wheelchair with my dad and stopping and buying a stuffed basset hound in the gift shop as a reward for surviving. And when I told her about the plastic being yellow, her mouth dropped open and said, "There's no way you can remember that. You were 17 months old." And I said, "Well, no, I remember it."
Next message, received May 9th, 4:52 p.m.
I'm so terribly excited today. I just signed up for the bike share program. I was in Paris, and I got to do that a couple of years ago, and it was one of the most wonderful, magical evenings of my life, I think, riding around on the rent-a-bike. Anyway, we're going to do it here, and it's so safe. I got to get myself a helmet, and I guess I don't have to get a lock, but I haven't ridden a bike in New York City since I was a teenager. I used to ride my bike from the apartment on North Moore Street up to work at 921 Broadway during the summer after 10th grade and 11th grade, and that was old-fashioned New York. The streets were filled with detritus. There was certainly no bike helmets or bike lanes, and we were bankrupt, or I guess we had just come out of bankruptcy. It was feudal New York. It was feudal era New York. Now I'm going to ride my bike in civilized New York, and I'm excited.
Mensaje siguiente, recibido, 9 de marzo de 11:27 p.m.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Mi zapato izquierdo es como media talla menos que mi zapato derecho. Nos vemos. Chao.
Next message received February 16th, 8:05 p.m.
One day, I was on the way to the hardware store to get a mouse trap to kill the mice that were living in my glove box. And about 2 miles from home, one of the mice climbed out of my dashboard, down my steering column, and onto my steering wheel. I opened my door, slammed on the brakes, and in a moment that I'm quite proud of, I jumped out of my car while it was still moving, knowing that it was going to sputter quickly to a stop because I had left it in gear. I abandoned my car, walked home, got my truck, and drove to the hardware store and got 2 mouse traps.
Received Friday, 10:38 a.m.
Hi, it's Sarah Rudnick, and I'm calling about adjusting from homelessness. And I was working 7 days a week in order to bring in a bare salary, and I became completely non-sociable. At the end of Friday, I wasn't interested in anyone's favorite color, and Leona brought in a meditation group from the United Nations Art Living Institute, and I took a meditation course. And even when I went to a doctor, my blood pressure dropped, and it really changed my whole perspective in life. That was one of the best things that ever happened to me, the meditation course. run by the Living Institute. Thank you. Bye.
Next message, received March 11th, 11:35 p.m.
Last week, I was house-sitting my friend's dog, and I left my makeup bag on the floor, and the dog got it, and it ate all my lipstick. It ate an orange one, a pink one, and a red one, and when I got there, the dog had lipstick all over its face and all over the carpet.
Next message, received at 10:41 a.m.
My friend Evan invited me to this really strange party all the way uptown. We get there and open the front door, and there are hundreds of students inside dancing and gyrating shoulder to shoulder. The house itself was completely silent. There was no music playing, no talking, no sound whatsoever, and it took me a few seconds to understand what was going on. Everyone was wearing headphones, dancing to their own music. So I ducked into the bathroom and locked myself in to compose myself when suddenly a girl's voice startled me. She said, "You should really knock before coming in." I turned around to see a cute red-haired girl, fully clothed, sitting in an empty bathtub. I replied, "What the hell is going on here?" The red-haired girl didn't say anything, because she doesn't exist. Neither does my friend Evan or the party. I don't get invited to parties. I just sit here in my apartment, imagining them.
Received Tuesday, 12:25 p.m. Hi, Dustin. Is this for real, or do you just have all your friends and family call and leave you messages? End of messages. Main menu. To change your personal options, press 3. To change your greeting or recorded name, press 1. To change your password, press 2. To back up to the main menu, press star. Goodbye.